Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Today we're diving into the life and career of the one and only Madonna.
Ooh, yeah.
And
The material girl.
that's right. He's the material girl. She's been so many things over the years. She's reinvented herself time and time again. And we're going to explore her journey from her early days in Michigan all the way to becoming the global phenomenon that she is today.
Yeah. I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah.
This will be interesting.
It's not just about the music, though. It's about her impact on really everything.
Absolutely. I think in many ways she's one of the most impactful artists of all time.
Yeah, definitely. Like her drive, her rebellious spirit, and how she redefined what it even meant to be a woman
Right.
in the music industry.
In the world. I mean, she's gone way beyond the music industry.
Absolutely. She's a fashion icon.
Yeah.
I mean, she's done it all.
Mm-hmm.
And as we go along here, I want you to think about your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you faced some obstacles?
Mm-hmm.
What are some rules you would like to rewrite? Because this isn't just about Madonna.
Right.
It's about the power we all have to shape our own destinies.
Right.
So let's rewind all the way back to 1958, Bay City, Michigan. Little Madonna Louise Ciccone enters the world.
Wow.
And early on, very early on, she loses her mother to breast cancer when she's just 5 years old.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's got to shape a person, right?
It's hard to imagine what that would be like and how that would shape,
Right.
your personality, your drive, everything.
Yeah. I think it's almost impossible to say for sure how that specific event influenced her, but you can see, just from everything she's done, you can see a certain resilience,
Yeah.
a determination that emerges in her personality, almost a refusal to be silenced or overlooked.
Yeah. She was never one to be overlooked.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
That independent streak really comes through as she gets older. She
Mhm.
focuses on dance. She studies at the University of Michigan, a great school,
Yeah.
before deciding that, you know what, I think New York City is calling my name. That
Yeah.
classic follow your dreams move, but a pretty bold one even back then.
Absolutely. I mean, and this is where things get really fascinating for me. Her then boyfriend, Dan Gilroy, introduced her to music beyond dance.
Oh, wow.
So can you imagine teaching Madonna how to play guitar?
Wow.
It's just crazy to think about, right? This seemingly insignificant moment had such a profound impact on the course of pop music history. It's wild.
It is wild. It's incredible how these seemingly small moments can have such a ripple effect on the world. Right.
Totally. Butterfly effect.
That's true. It's so true. Of course, her path to stardom wasn't all glitz and glamour. Our sources paint a pretty stark picture of what life was like for a young artist in New York City back then.
Oh, yeah.
Financial difficulties, tons of odd jobs just to get by, and even living in a loft with no hot water. Can you imagine that?
Oh, especially in New York. That's got to be rough.
New York in the winter,
Yeah.
no hot water.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But even with all of those challenges, she never gave up. I mean, she even took on nude modeling jobs out of necessity. Talk about a pragmatic approach to survival.
Yeah, just whatever it takes, right?
Yeah, just whatever it took. This really highlights her determination and resourcefulness to just get by in the city and to follow her dreams.
I admire that. I mean, this makes you think about those times in your own life where you faced obstacles. What did you learn about yourself in those times?
Yeah. How did those challenges shape you as a person?
Right. It's often those difficult moments that force us to dig deep and discover our true strength. Right?
Exactly. And speaking of strength, let's talk about Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
That song took the world by storm and really put her on the map. But did you know that it was initially rejected by other artists?
Really? I did not know that.
It's true.
Wow.
Even Madonna, with her incredible instinct for a hit, she faced rejection early on.
Yeah. It just goes to show that even the biggest stars have to fight for their chance, right?
Absolutely.
It takes more than just talent. It's about timing, perseverance, and maybe a little bit of luck.
Yeah. You got to have a little bit of luck.
I got to catch a break.
Yeah. And Holiday was just the beginning, right? It was like the launch pad
It was.
for her journey to becoming a true icon.
Huge.
And a big part of that was her willingness to push boundaries and to challenge the status quo and to redefine what it meant to be a woman in the music industry.
Totally. Madonna was never afraid to make people uncomfortable, to spark controversy, to use her platform to express herself authentically. And honestly, that was a pretty new thing for a woman in the music industry at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings us to the next chapter in her story, the rise of a true pop provocateur. But before we get into that, I want to pause for a moment and ask you all, have you ever had an idea or a passion that others just totally dismissed? But deep down, you believed in it wholeheartedly. What happened? Did you keep pushing, or did you let those doubts creep in?
It's fascinating, right?
It is.
How those moments of self-belief
Totally.
can really shape our lives. Sometimes it's that unwavering faith in ourselves that propels us forward, even when others just don't see our vision.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Madonna, that self-belief was absolutely crucial as she entered what I would call her, like, pop provocateur era.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up.
Yeah, that's right. Her music videos became cultural events. Mini movies, really. Pushing boundaries left and right. I mean, remember, like, the layered crucifixes, the fishnet stockings, the boy toy belt?
Oh, yeah.
Like, those images, they're burned into our collective memory.
Iconic. I mean, it wasn't just shock value, though.
Right.
It was a calculated challenge to the male gaze. It was like she was saying, I'm in control of my image, my sexuality, and I'm not afraid to use them to make a statement.
And it resonated with so many women, myself included.
Yeah, totally.
Suddenly it was okay to be bold and to express your sexuality.
Right.
And to take ownership of your power.
It's amazing to think about the impact she had, especially back in the 80s. I mean, those ideas were still pretty radical.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. She really paved the way for so many female artists who came after her.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. And that defiance, I mean, that carried over into her personal life as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All of her relationships, especially her marriage to Sean Penn, I mean, they were constantly in the tabloids.
Oh, yeah. Front page news all the time.
Oh, totally. But even amidst all of that drama, she was sending a very clear message.
Yeah. What's that?
Madonna wasn't going to just be the devoted wife, sacrificing her career for love. She wanted it all.
I like that.
She wanted love, she wanted family, and she wanted a thriving career, which, let's face it, was pretty revolutionary for the time.
Yeah, it was. Especially back then.
Yeah. It challenged those traditional expectations of what it meant to be a successful woman.
I mean, it's like she was rewriting the rules, showing the world that women can have it all.
Yeah.
On their own terms.
Exactly.
Which brings up an interesting question for you.
Hmm?
How do you balance your personal and professional aspirations?
Ooh, good question.
Is there a part of you that resonates with Madonna's I want it all attitude?
Oh, absolutely. It's a constant balancing act, isn't it?
Yeah.
For everybody, I think. But I think it is inspiring to see someone like Madonna refuse to compromise on any aspect of her life.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've talked about her early struggles, her rise to fame, and her bold choices.
Uh-huh.
But let's get into the heart of it all. The music itself.
All right, let's do it.
If Holiday was the spark,
Okay.
then like a virgin was like the explosion.
Oh, absolutely. That song, that video, it was like a cultural earthquake. It cemented her status as a pop provocateur and, of course, stirred up a lot of controversy.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of controversy.
People were clutching their pearls, but I mean, that's Madonna for you, right?
That's her?
Always pushing boundaries, always challenging the status quo. And then came Material Girl,
Oh, yes.
which sparked even more debate about materialism, feminism, you name it.
Right. But beneath the surface, there was an important message there about empowerment.
Yeah.
Right.
What was it?
It's like she was saying, yeah, I like nice things, so what? She owned it. And in a way, I think she reclaimed that word materialistic
Yeah.
and turned it into a statement of female power.
Wow. It's fascinating how songs that were considered so controversial back then are now just seen as anthems.
Right.
It speaks to Madonna's ability to just tap into something deeper,
Totally.
something universal.
Right.
I mean, whether you loved her or hated her, you could not ignore her.
100%. And that's the mark of a true icon, right?
Yeah.
To spark conversation and make people think and leave a lasting impact.
She definitely has. Now, as we move into the later stages of her career, it's clear that her impact goes way beyond just those chart-topping hits.
Yeah.
And those provocative music videos. She became this symbol of rebellion, ambition, and self-expression for an entire generation.
What I think is really fascinating is how she maintained that rebellious spirit throughout her career.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Even as she matured, she was consistently reinventing herself, never shying away from pushing boundaries. From the overtly sexual erotica era to the introspective, almost spiritual ray of light phase, she was constantly evolving.
Yeah. It's like she was saying that growth is a lifelong process.
Yeah.
And staying true to yourself means embracing change. And that's a powerful message, especially in a world where we often feel pressured to fit into these neat little boxes.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder, right? what boxes are we putting ourselves in?
Yeah, it's true. It's a good question.
What would it look like to embrace that Madonna-like rebellious spirit in our own lives?
Yeah, that's a great question. What rules would we rewrite if we had the chance?
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
It's so easy to get stuck in those boxes, isn't it?
It really is. But Madonna's story is just such a powerful reminder that we can always break free
Absolutely.
and rewrite our own narratives.
100%.
Yeah.
And she's given us a blueprint for doing just that. It starts with self-belief, that unwavering conviction in your own vision, even when others doubt you.
Like with Holiday, right.
Exactly.
Initially rejected,
That she knew it.
but she knew
Yeah.
it was a hit. And then it's about embracing that rebellious spirit, challenging the norms,
Yes.
and pushing boundaries, whether it's in your art, your personal life, your career,
Yes.
whatever it is.
As we've seen with Madonna, that rebellious spirit can manifest in so many different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
It's about expressing your individuality, refusing to be defined by other people's expectations, and constantly evolving as a person.
And she never stopped evolving, did she? From the controversial erotica era to her exploration of spirituality and ray of light,
Right.
she never shied away from reinventing herself and exploring new creative territories.
That's what makes her such an enduring icon.
Yeah.
She never allowed herself to become stagnant.
It's true.
And that's such an important lesson for all of us.
It is.
Growth is a lifelong process, and staying true to yourself often means embracing change and stepping outside your comfort zone.
It's like she was constantly asking herself, what's next? What haven't I done yet?
Right.
And that fearlessness, that relentless pursuit of self-discovery is truly inspiring.
It is, and it's a reminder that it's never too late to reinvent yourself, to challenge the status quo, to live life on your own terms.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Madonna's world, let's recap what we've learned.
Okay.
We've seen her rise from humble beginnings to global stardom, but more importantly, we've seen how she used her platform to empower women to challenge societal norms and to redefine what's possible.
And that's the legacy that continues to inspire. It's not just about the music. It's about the spirit of individuality, resilience, and daring to dream big.
Yeah.
It's about embracing that inner rebellious spirit and using it to shape your own destiny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought-provoking question to leave you with. If Madonna could rewrite the rules, what rules would you rewrite?
Ooh, I like that.
What boxes would you break free from?
Yeah.
What dreams would you dare to chase?
Good.
Think about it and keep exploring Madonna's work, her impact, and most importantly, your own rebellious spirit. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's so easy to get stuck in those boxes, isn't it?
It really is. But Madonna's story is just such a powerful reminder that we can always break free and rewrite our own narratives.
Absolutely. And she's given us a blueprint for doing just that. It starts with self-belief, that unwavering conviction in your own vision, even when others doubt you.
Like with Holiday.
Right, exactly.
Initially rejected, but she knew it was a hit. And then it's about embracing that rebellious spirit, challenging the norms and pushing boundaries, whether it's in your art, your personal life, your career, whatever it is.
As we've seen with Madonna, that rebellious spirit can manifest in so many different ways.
Yeah, it's true.
It's about expressing your individuality, refusing to be defined by other people's expectations, and constantly evolving as a person.
And she never stopped evolving, did she? From that controversial erotica era to her exploration of spirituality and ray of light, she never shied away from reinventing herself and exploring new creative territories.
That's what makes her such an enduring icon. She never allowed herself to become stagnant. And that's such an important lesson for all of us, isn't it?
It is.
Growth is a lifelong process, and staying true to yourself often means embracing change and stepping outside your comfort zone.
It's like she was constantly asking herself, what's next? What haven't I done yet? And that fearlessness, that relentless pursuit of self-discovery is truly inspiring.
It is. And it's a reminder that it's never too late to reinvent yourself, to challenge the status quo, and to live life on your own terms.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Madonna's world, let's recap what we've learned. We've seen her rise from humble beginnings to global stardom. But more importantly, we've seen how she's used her platform to empower women, to challenge societal norms, and to redefine what's possible.
And that's the legacy that continues to inspire. It's not just about the music. It's about that spirit of individuality, resilience, and daring to dream big. It's about embracing that inner rebellious spirit and using it to shape your own destiny.
Exactly. So here's a final thought-provoking question to leave you with. If Madonna could rewrite the rules, what rules would you rewrite? What boxes would you break free from? What dreams would you dare to chase? Think about it. Keep exploring Madonna's work, her impact, and most importantly, your own rebellious spirit. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.